1 minus 3/8. Now 1 whole would be 8/8. 8/8 minus 3/8 would be 5/8. Or you could just see like, what's missing? We have 3 out of the 8, so we're missing 5 out of the 8. So 1 minus 17/20ths, if we have 17 of 20, that means 3 are missing. 1 minus 6/11ths, well, 5/11ths are missing. And 1 minus 1/12 would leave us with 11/12ths. So today we're going to talk about probability, which probability is just a fraction where you put the number of favorable outcomes divided by the total number of outcomes. So if we're talking about rolling a die, or what they call a number cube, the total outcomes when you roll a die, you could get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, or 6. So there are 6 possibilities altogether. We're looking for the probability of rolling an even number. That's what that means with P in parentheses, or sometimes you might see it as P of even. So of these 6, how many of them are even numbers? Well, you got 2, 4, and 6. So 3 of the 6 are even, but you always have to simplify if you can. So 3/6 would reduce to 1/2, which makes sense because half the numbers are even, half the numbers are odd. Let's try a few more here. So the probability is going to be odd. 3 of the 6 are odd numbers, which would again reduce to 1/2. The probability that I'm going to roll a 2. Now, of the 6 sides, how many of them are a 2? Just 1. So you have a 1 out of 6 chance of rolling a 2. And then the probability of a 5 or a 6, how many of the 6 sides are a 5 or a 6? That'd be 2 of them, right? One's a 5, one's a 6. And you'd simplify 2 over 6 to 1/3. Not too bad yet. All right, all probabilities range from 0 to 1. It's kind of like 0% to 100%. So if it's 0%, it's impossible. If it is 100%, it is certain it's going to happen every time. So if we're talking about, again, the number cube, and I say, what's the probability we're going to roll a 10 with one number cube? It's impossible. 0 of the 6 sides have a 10 on them. But if I was like, what's the probability if I'm flipping a coin that it's going to be heads or tails? Well, 100%. It's going to happen. And someone will be like, well, it could stand on its side. It won't. It's never going to happen. All right, so that would be an impossible event. And a complement of an event is like the other side. So it's what we were doing in the warm-up, like 1 minus 3/8 was 5/8. So the complement of someone in our class wearing purple shoes would be all the people not wearing purple shoes, right? So it adds up to the total collective of the whole group. So let's try some stuff out here. In the United States, the probability that a child is a twin is 2 in 90 or 2 over 90. Find the probability that it isn't a twin. So the book will show you the way of you're doing like 1 minus 2 over 90. So 90 over 90 minus 2 over 90. But again, we're just looking for the other half of it, or the other end of it, not half. So if 2 out of the 90 are a twin, that leaves 88 out of the 90 that are not a twin. But we should always reduce our fractions here. So these are both divisible by 2. So we'll say the probability that they're not a twin would be 44 out of 45. So I wish they would have simplified their probability from 2 of 90 as 1 out of 45, but some people, you just can't change their minds. When you roll a number cube, what's the probability it will not be a 2? Now, the probability it is a 2 is 1 out of 6. So how many of the 6 sides are not a 2? 5. right? Because 1/6 plus 5/6 would equal that 1 whole. What is the complement of an impossible event? So an impossible event would be like 0 out of 6. So the complement would be 6 out of 6, which we call that a certain event. Or you could say 100%. Or you could say 1, like 1 whole. That's it for probability. That's not too bad.